That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies.
The devil is on his job. So look for milk from small farms that drawn from cows that aren't kept pregnant.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies.
Till we get on land and cows and produce our own milk.
And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected to afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God, so the devil has weaponized milk.
To afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Now, see, when a lot of people hear things like that, they don't really understand the complexity of that statement, and they take that and they run with it and say, oh, well, Sebi must not have known what he was talking about because there's been cows here for woo, woo, woo. Everybody here that's listening to the sound of my voice, you can simply go ahead and go to your Google and type in A1 cow. An A1 cow is a hybridized cow, and that is where 99.999999999% of all dairy products come from. And the rest of the cows are mixed cows, cows that are A2, half A2 and half A1, because the bull industry is largely A1 bulls. And these are all hybridized cows and bulls. And the hybridization process has contributed largely to the opiate addiction crisis that we're dealing with, because when you have the hybridization of the cow, the proline amino acid chain in the casein produced by the milk is replaced with a histidine. That switch between proline and histidine in the amino acid chain increases the amount of morphine in the milk 7 to 10-fold, which is already 7 to 10 times too much for a human, because a cow is 7 to 10 times larger than a human, and the morphine amount. And in case you are unaware of the fact that there's morphine in the milk, just type in casomorphine. The morphine amount is based on the weight and size of the cow. So now when you have your children being raised on morphine, when you have your toddlers raised on morphine, their receptor sites in their reward system, which is the target of drugs, multiplies. It multiplies in the same fashion as a drug addicts do. This is why 2 hours after your child leaves your home for breakfast, they can't sit down and behave in school. So now they're classified as ADD, ADHD. Then they're given drugs that are the same, they're analogs for street drugs, but they're pharmaceutically prescribed, and they seem to calm the child down. Why do they calm the child down? Because the child has receptor sites for these drugs based on the opiates that they were fed at higher than normal rates from birth, because we have children being born and parents being told that they're getting the equivalent nutrition from canned powdered cow's milk than breast milk. And this shit is getting out of control, because now these children are going to the private prison system and nobody's addressing this issue, when we have people that's in the community masquerading as community activists, promoting the foolishness, talking about this milk is curing AIDS and doing this, that, and the other. But we have plenty of clinical tests that have documented that milk is not only responsible for a host of debilitating illnesses, but in specific, dairy is known to cause prostate cancer in men. And there is no shortage of data on the prostate cancer in black men and dairy products. And anybody watching this video, don't think that I'm making it up. Please feel free to Google milk and prostate cancer.
I've done it on this stream where if you go back to when I first started roasting the Nation of Islam, I got the documents. I could pull up the PowerPoint, but y'all could go back there. I want us peruse through some new data. I don't want to keep reviewing everything from the previous class, but if you go to it, when I first start campaigning against this milk doctrine,